Welcome back, guys. Today we're carrying on with the W126 build with the Barra. So what we're going to try to do today is get the Barra in a decent position where we're happy with the engine mounts and the gearbox position. And basically I've got Tony over here to help me today. And yeah, what we'd like to get done is full mock-up of the motor, pull it in and out as many times as we need, and see how happy we are with the position. And we'll take it from there. Follow along.
Before we began anything, a wash was really needed, as the dirt on the bay was years of leaking fluids and all sorts of gathered belongings. Once we got it as clean as the pressure washer would allow, we fitted the territory rear wheel drive box to the Barra and attempted our first fitment. With the first fitment, we found a few issues. The sump was touching the steering support and the side of the box was hitting the tunnel. A quick check on the bonnet clearance was also done and plenty of room was left over. We removed the cover on the box, stopping it from fitting in the tunnel, so that a test fit could be done for clearance and marking. A notch was needed in the frame for the space.
Right, guys, so we had a bit of a problem with the gearbox fitting on the side of the tunnel, so we had to just notch the frame a little bit to make sure that the gearbox clears. What we've done is we've sealed it with some Sikaflex and we've given a coat of primer. With the Barra coming in and out of the gearbox a few times while we do the engine mounts and the gearbox mount, we're just going to leave it like that till the car goes for paint, and then we will do a nice little rubberizing at the bottom. Right guys, we're pretty happy with the fitment. Gearbox fits quite snug in the tunnel. Only a few minor altercations, and yeah, it fits in there like we need it to. So basically what we're going to be doing now is I've made a mock-up on some cardboard of the bolt holes for the motor. We're basically going to take an 8mm piece of steel, 8mm thick piece of steel, and then use that as our base, and I'm going to make a set of shackle mounts with polyurethane bushes. That should keep the motor in there like we need. Right, so we've pulled the dashboard out. It wasn't too much of a big job. It's held on by like 4 bolts. So yeah, now what we do is we have the task of figuring out the wiring. Some of the wiring from the engine runs inside the bay, inside the cab, then back outside through another grommet. So it's going to be a joy now trying to trace everything, going to pull everything out, and then as well as the wiring, there's vacuum pipes. So the way Merc used to do everything, so you had side panel heaters and all sorts of stuff, and to activate everything like your headlights going up and down, it worked off vacuum lines. So we're going to pull out all of that, get that thrown out, and go from there. Basically just try to clean everything up. A lot of the stuff runs across back inside, then there's a plug under where the cubbyhole used to be and reconnects back into this side, and yeah, I don't know what the point of it all was instead of just running it straight to there, but yeah, we've managed to trace everything back to one central point where it's all laying here like a web of spiders. And yeah, I've blown everything out with some air while the cables are out. Everything's flown out, including the guy that owned this car's marriage certificate. Yeah, what we're going to do now is start pulling everything apart, all the wires, stripping everything. I am going to replace this old fuse box. It's the, let me see if I can get one out. It's the old style fuse boxes. These things always let you down. So we're going to put in a more modern fuse system, remove this, basically just know that when this runs, everything will be sorted. So we've pulled out all the wiring. It was a bit of a mission. If anyone ever says, let's pull out the wiring on a W126, say no. Much regret. Yeah, so what we'll do from here now is I'm going to run the engine wiring. Basically the motor came with a wiring loom, but they cut it really badly in stupid places, so I'm going to use whatever I can from the wiring harness, whatever plugs I can and can't use, and I'm going to bring in from Oz what plugs I need, what connectors, and then I'll wire it up like that. We're going to decide on ECU and all that kind of stuff also in the week, and then yeah, basically motors in, mounts are done. I'll start moving the ABS pump and all that kind of stuff in the next episode. So for now, I'm going to leave it like that. Thanks, guys.
Would have left them Mustang had